Go see the doctor.
Breaking news with Paul Toole.
Hello and a very warm welcome. The Cal League, the first Crip softball league in Los Angeles, presents its coffee table book of 500 Black Unity pictures by author L.A. Nutt. The Cal League uplifting families, communities and ending the sickness of gang violence that has plagued black communities for over 50 years. The Cal League players, former Crips on 11 teams, backed by their communities, create a safer environment for all LA communities. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.
What makes you righteous? You see, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I won't fornicate and I won't commit adultery. I don't smoke dope. And I say all my prayers every day. And I give whatever I can in charity. And what else do you do? But what do you mean, what else? Is there something else? That's nothing. That's vanity. So you don't smoke, so what? So you don't drink. You don't use drugs. So what? What are you doing to better the condition of others? What are you doing to reform where you live? And if you do nothing to reform society with the knowledge you have received, then you are guilty of concealing knowledge. And that is a cardinal sin.
Welcome to the show, man. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. Please like, subscribe, share, let everybody know. This is the show where we trying to end Crips and Bloods, man. I got pretty long intros. I'm sorry, but this is just what it is. You feel me? What we doing is that we letting people know about what's really happening in the streets, man. So, all the stuff that you see that I'm showing right now, it's some of the stuff we're gonna be going over today, man. You know what I'm saying? The far as the Crips and Bloods is concerned, because like I said, I always get phone calls, I always get texts, I always get harassed. You feel me? People say whatever, people, people let it be known about how they feelings are, man. But it's nothing that we can do about that. You feel me? The mission at hand is to no more in 24. We challenging all the Bloods and Crips not to put nobody else on their hoods. This is what it is. Because history repeats itself. You feel me? And the same thing that happened 50 years ago is just coming around again, man. That's all it is. It's just coming around again. So we see this coming. You got some people that see this coming, that's trying to do their job, that's trying to stop gang banging, trying to stop Crips, trying to stop Bloods and all that stuff like that. But this ain't no 1-man fight. This ain't no 10-man fight. This ain't no 100-man fight. This is a community and skin color fight. You got to get involved, man, if you don't want your child to succumb to gang violence, because it's a recurring endure. It's starting all over again. Same thing them dudes started. It's just coming back around again, man. And all these articles is just to prove that what happened 50 years ago is coming back around. Now this is what you got. A lot of these old dudes, you feel me, getting out of prison, that's been out here on the streets all that time, because they dying. You know what I'm saying? If you part of that 69, 71, 72 bracket, you're dying. And before you leave this earth, you need to start telling the truth instead of trying to fulfill some type of glory. Because see, that social media now got all these dudes on here. Everybody want to show up at the funerals and all that. Like, yeah, we putting the homie to sleep real crippled. And you getting a second chance at doing nothing again. Instead of saying, look, man, this stuff should have never even took place. But now you got your blue rags and your red rags and your gray hair, and you want to show everybody, I'm a real G. I've been there at the beginning of the table, man. But what good is it? You ain't trying to help nobody, and before you leave this planet, you ain't did nothing good. So stop saying you going to heaven and we wish the homie he go to heaven, we'll see him in heaven. No, you're not going to heaven. You need to try to end gang violence. That's what's gonna get you in heaven. And then half these dudes, people don't want to talk about the reality. You're a crackhead. You're a heroin addict. You're on drugs. You're an alcoholic. You don't own nothing. You've been doing this since 71 and don't got nothing. Ain't nobody talking about that right there. You've been doing this since 1971, 72, homie. You've been on deck and you ain't got nothing to show for it. You ain't got nothing to show for it. But you up at all, we had all the funerals and yeah, that's my home. Giving 10-minute speeches at the funeral. It's only 2 minutes, man. That's my, you're on Bloods, cuz, woo. Dr. Crip, you only saying all that because you almost got your noodles knocked out your brains. Shut up. This the real. This is God doing this. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Everything come out my mouth is God on me, period. And this is what it is. I don't care about you 25, 26, 27-year-olds, 18, 19. Y'all already done. You already made your decision. I'm talking about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Them is the ones that I'm trying to stop from doing all this. They don't need to be victim of what took place in 79 and 71 and 69. How is that going to benefit us? You feel me? How is that going to benefit black people? Why I need to know all this? Why I need to know when the blood started? Why I need to know when the Crip started? Why I need to know when Pyru and neighborhood and all that started? How is that going to help me get a job? How is that going to help me read? How is that going to help me understand math? How is that going to help me fill out an application for a home? How is that going to help me do anything? How is me being a Crip going to advance my life? That's what you need to ask your kids when they talk about, you hear them talking about they going to join the hood and cuz and blood and all that. Tell me how's that going to help your life. If you can explain that to me and see some good in that, I will shut this podcast down right now. If you can get on here and tell me this is how the Bloods help me, this is how the Crips help me. I ain't talking about drug dealing. I ain't talking about robbing. I ain't talking about fighting. I ain't talking about killing somebody. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about the advancement of society in your community. That's what I'm talking about. If you can explain that to me and help me understand that, then I will shut up. You won't hear from me no more. I'll go on about my little business. But if you can't, I'm going to keep going. Because God got me going. I'm moving through the Lord, homie. That's it. My background tells me to move through the Lord. I come from educators and farmers. I come from educators and farmers and community activists. Run deep in my family in the South. Didn't know that. You might need to search your history. Find out where your family roots come from. That's what you need to do. Find out who your great-grandfather is. What did he do? Your great-grandmother. Find out what they did. Because a lot of them was part of slavery. And they overcame it. And they tried to do something about it. And you out here killing people. You out here putting people on. You out here telling young kids to go down there and shoot them dudes. You out here doing all kind of craziness. Come on, man. Explain to me what the purpose of Crips and Bloods is. It ain't no purpose. It's never been positive. There's nothing going on with it. And I got all the evidence. I got all the evidence. And I put it in a screenplay. I put it in a screenplay. And if the white man pick up this screenplay, you're going to see it on your TV. On your movie screen, and you're gonna hate it. Just know that, yeah, we did it. Yeah, just know that we did it on this side over here. We did it. But thank you, everybody coming. This is Dr. Crip Show. Please like, subscribe, share. Today, I just got a few things to let people know. I'm gonna read a couple of articles from the newspaper, man. Since I know a lot of homies can't read. I'm gonna try to give them something so they can understand, to let them know that what took place in their life. You feel me? That they idolizing, that took place 50 years ago, took place 60 years, 50, 60, 49, 48 years ago, and it's repeating itself. It's repeating itself. And it's affecting the schools, it's affecting the community, it's affecting everything, And I get a lot of questions about Real talk. What it do, man? I get a lot of questions about the gang interventionists and all that. Like what's the money, this and that, the grids and the ambassadors and whatever it is. You feel me? And and you gotta say God bless those brothers that take on the fight of really trying to get out there and trying to make a life in somebody's life, because once you change somebody's life, homie, that's something that you can't really understand until you do it. I done gave homies jobs and everything, so-called enemies and all that. I didn't change people's life through Unity One, through the Ply Vista Project and Culver City. If you don't know what that is, when you go down Jefferson and all that area over there where you see all them luxury townhomes and all that, yeah, I was a part of that. Unity One helped push that through the city council. When that was all dry land out there and all that, and they was them white folks was out there trying to save the frogs. We got people over here dying, and y'all really trying to save some frogs. Some frogs, man. Y'all trying to save some frogs. This is the wetlands. Y'all trying to save frogs. These people got $100 million corporation. They trying to build homes in a fresh community that you go to out there all the time. Y'all go out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about on Lincoln, when you drive down Lincoln, all that fly area over there, all that Ply Vista, all there. Yeah, your boy's a part of that in history. Yeah, I could pull up on Randy Johnson, the financial president of all that. He would accept my call. I can go to his office right now today. I helped get 3,000 jobs. Crips, Bloods, and Latinos working together, building that whole area out there. Some of my people that I got jobs to still got them jobs today out there. Some of them did transfer their jobs to other states. All that. That's why God didn't let me die in that park, because I was doing stuff like that. I was really changing lives. So when you take on the role of gang interventionist and all that, you better know who you dealing with, because a lot of dudes out here right now is really doing it for the money, just like 50 years ago. You got people that's trying to do stuff, and you got people that ain't trying to do stuff. You got homies that's like jealous that other people's out there doing it. Then you got people, oh, I want that slot when it open. I want that check. They trying to act like they don't need that check. But you need that check. You want that check because the slot is open. Now you only out here doing it for the check. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's easy. All I got to do is just stop, go over here. The little homie squabbling with these dudes. All I got to do is go over here and break it up and do this and that. And you think it's just that easy, huh? You think doing gang intervention work is just easy, that you could just pick it up like that and just start doing it behind a check. Yeah. So did these dudes right here. And it ain't that easy. And trust and believe, if these is the first dudes to get gang intervention jobs and this happened to them, then what makes you think that it's not going to happen again? We pray to God that it don't happen again, but it has happened. It just hasn't exploded. But we didn't have people fight over money. I didn't see people in the 90s for sure. In other neighborhoods, I didn't see people fight, squabble. Why this dude get the money? Who is he? I want to pay my rent with that check. First of all, let me explain something to you. When you receive an ambassador, a grid, or any of that check, yes, it's for you to help your life, pay your bills and all that. But do you know that a percentage of that check is supposed to go back to your community where you do events that come out of that check to bridge gaps with different gangs that are beefing and at war? That is your job as a gang interventionist, as an ambassador, as a grid worker, or any of that stuff that come out. That check ain't just for you to get that check, cash it, and go pay your bills. And some people go to Vegas and all that. That ain't what that check for. You got to do something in the community with that check. That's what it's for. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, this man, I need this. I got." Man, you supposed to be doing events every time you get paid. You're supposed to do something. You're supposed to do something for kids. You're supposed to do something for the community. You're supposed to go homeless. You got all kind of areas in your community that affect gang violence. And your job is to do that. Now check this out. I ain't never been one of them dudes. I might have been on a grid worker. I don't even know. I might have been a grid worker, for 4, 5 months, 6 months, my whole 25, almost 30 years of gang intervention work. I never took money from the city. I always made the homies come together to do everything I did. So I really don't know how it feels to get them checks for but a few times. I ain't never went a 10-year period getting grid and ambassador money and all that. I ain't never did none of that. I don't know what that feel like. Because I don't like the paperwork. Because at some point, my personal opinion, if you don't know how to do paperwork, you're going to get caught up and they're going to call you a snitch. So I'm like, I'm cool on all that. But we got homies out there that's doing a good job of it, and maybe that's who people need to deal with. But you got to think about it. If you call yourself gang prevention, at some point, you got to figure that something is going to intertwine at some point with what I'm doing. Whether it's some haters or whatever. So now you getting these grid checks, you getting these ambassadors checks. So now you're going to have to check it. You're going to have to check your little homies at one point when they doing something. Now you got to deal with the same little weirdos and idiots that shot me. You got to think about that. Man, he can't tell me what to do. Man, what's up with Blood? Man, Blood tell me something else. I'm in his blood in my business. Look, you don't got no business. The dude that shot me say I was in his business. You're robbing homies that's associated with us. Well, why is this dude in our neighborhood? Why is he doing events with us? Why is he hanging out with us? Why are you robbing old people in the hood that been in this hood before you? This ain't your business. This is 9-0 business. I'm in your business. You ain't got no business. Your only business is your mama, your daddy, your brother, your girl, your wife, your kids. That's your business. When you step out your house and you come to the hood and you get into it with the neighbor, that's my business because this affect 9-0. What are you talking about? If you go down the streets and slap this homegirl from this area over here, that's they can come shoot at us behind that. What are you talking about? If you rob somebody over here that been over here before you, that's 9-0 business. You don't got no business, and they let these dudes stand behind that. You know why? Because old Bloods and Crips are scared to confront these young dudes with their silliness, because guess what the young dudes say? I'm tired of these old. That's what it is. I'm tired of these can't tell me what to do. These man, forget these niggas. They ain't out here no more. They don't think that the old gang members are needed. Well, why they not needed? They've been here before you got here. So it's a tricky role when you deal with that. But let me read something to you. Let me bring you up to speed on something. I want to bring you up to speed on something. I want you to see this. You feel me? Real talk. General Tunes, Cost Green, what it do? I want to bring y'all up to something on speed. I want to tell you how history repeats itself. You feel me? I want to show you how history repeats itself. This is how history repeats itself. Listen to this. I want you to check this out. Let's get into this right here. Let me tell you what year this is. This is January 4th, 1977. January 4th, 1977. The name of this article is called Shotgun Attack Alleged. Right? Now, officials in gang project facing 5 assault charges. Check this out. Let's do this. Let me get it together. A gang member serving as coordinator for a city-sponsored project to combat gang violence in Los Angeles is facing assault charges for an alleged shotgun attack on rival gang members at the project headquarters. The district attorney's office disclosed Monday Benny Ray Simpson, 22. Did you hear that? He's 22. The number 2 man in a city finance program called Project Long Table and a member of the so-called Crips gang was charged with 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon stemming from an October 18th incident at the project's Broadway and 46th Street's headquarters. 5 other young men affiliated with the Crips and Project Long Table were named as his co-defendants, with Simpson in a 13-count criminal indictment filed last week by Deputy District Attorney Richard Jenkins. Jenkins said the October 18th confrontation reportedly occurred when members of the Brims, another South Central Los Angeles gang, came to the project's offices seeking funds to finance a funeral for Jimmy Celestin, a 19-year-old Brim gunned down 2 days earlier by assailants on bicycles. As the Brims departed from the unsuccessful negotiations, they reportedly were attacked with shotguns and wooden clubs. Charged with Simpson in the alleged attack were Carlo Addison, 18, of Inglewood, and Gilbert Bell, 21, already serving time in the county jail on an unrelated defense. 4 other charges were filed against Simpson for alleged efforts to shake down non-gang youths for money and guns last July. 2 for money and gun, 2 counts of extortion, 1 count of attempted extortion, and 1 count of kidnapping were charged against Simpson in connection with these alleged events. In one of the alleged extortion incidents, Simpson and others reportedly abducted a youth in his own car, forced him to sign over the pink slip, and told him he would not get it back until he came up with money. According to the police reports, the youths car was returned after he paid $250 the following day. A similar demand, this time for guns, was made of another youth who was beaten when he did not turn over any weapons. Accused of taking part with Simpson in these incidents were Robert Washington, 19, and Clint Willis, 22, both of Los Angeles, and Henry Jr. Wilds, another defendant already serving time in county jail in a separate case. All of the defendants except Bell and Wiles were arraigned last week. Arraignment is scheduled today before municipal judge Antonio Chavez for Bell and Wiles. In addition to Simpson serving as project long table coordinator, is that Wiltz or Wiles? It might be Wiltz. I'm sorry, it's Wiltz. Wiltz became a resource coordinator December the 5th after previously serving as a counselor for the project. The other young men are Long Table members, according to the city officials. Project Long Table, strongly endorsed by the mayor's office, was implemented last April 26th with a $91,581 grant from the city. The project's stated purpose was to reduce violent conflicts. That's what I am. Conflict resolution. Reduce violent conflicts between gangs in the Wilshire, 77th Street South, and Newton divisions of the Los Angeles Police Department. Participants are paid $2.50 an hour to attend sessions involving arbitration of disputes between gangs and individuals. A description of the project provided by the mayor's office states, during this part of the course, participants are trained in the methods of peaceful arbitration and conciliation. They are also educated in techniques that can produce constructive community change without violence and intimidation. City officials reported significant decrease in gang-related incidents during the early months of Project Long Table's work last year and claimed a 38% reduction in gang activity during the first months and it was in existence. Isn't that a trip? Ain't that crazy? Ain't that a trip? Them dudes was on. You feel me? But they young, 22, 19, 18. Getting paid by the city to reduce gang violence. Now, who's to say if it's true or not? But they got resources telling them that, hey, man, these dudes is out of control. General Toombs, what up, my local underdog? Thanks, fam. Salute. Real talk. Hey, this is what we're dealing with right now. The same issues with some of these dudes that getting paid right now to protect your kids, to keep them out of harm's way, and to prevent them from getting attacked. But are they really doing it? Because according to articles like this, 50 years ago, they out of control. You understand what I'm saying? This is a fascinating story. Pete, it ain't over. I got 4 more parts to this story. Let me give you a bar of this. This is for all the gang interventionists out there that want to take on. Oh, don't worry about it. I got this, blood. I got this, cuz. Nigga, I can handle this in this hood. I'm a G. But you only 30. You're only 26. How you a G? Oh, I'm the one putting in work around here. But you got a baby mama and 2-3 kids now. You're not putting in work like that. You ain't trying to go to jail like that. You pressing these young dudes that's 18, 19, 20. And when they get tired of you pressing them, guess what they gonna do? They gonna flip on you. You feel me? Check this out. Look what happened. Let's get a bar of this. It ain't over. Let's listen to this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do something first. Let me take you to the next. Let me take you to the next article. Okay, this is the next article. As you can see up there at the top to the left, you know, the gang, LA gang program files photographed. Okay, so now let me explain to you what happened. Now, this ain't the first time that this has happened. That's why I'm telling you, history repeats itself with these dudes that call themselves G's and I run the gang intervention program and I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't right, guess what's going to happen? LA gang program files photograph. Investigators react. Let me tell you what year this is. This happened January 20th, 1977. Right? The first one, the incident happened January 4th. This is January 20th. This is what happened. Los Angeles City and county investigators Wednesday photographed the financial records of an anti-gang violence program sponsored by the mayor's office amid allegations of embezzlement and the misuse of funds. All y'all that's riding around in Beamers now, and oh yeah, I want a nonprofit. Let's get that money. You feel me? Oh, I'm finna go buy me a Benz. Oh man, the money just cleared. They just put $150,000 in my account, man. You know, hey, I'm finna go get a Benz. Well, this is what happens. Target of the investigation is a federal funded program called Project Loan Table, launched last April with a grant of $91,581 provided through the Mayor's Office of Criminal Justice Planning. The unusual tactic of photographing the records was prompted by a 2-week stall by officials of Loan Table and its parent organization, Project Heavy. See, it's always somebody, hey, blood, don't worry about it. I got this. You gonna work under me, and it's all good. You see what I'm saying? Cause my girl, she hooked everything up. We on point. Hey, cause look, just tell your homie little BK and them, CK and them, we good. You know, it says Project Heavy, despite cooperation from City Councilman Robert Farrell's field deputy, Ernest Sprinkles, is treasurer of Project Heavy. You feel me? The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office declined comment on the surprise move to inspect the project's books, but it was learned that an auditor from the DA staff had been assigned to aid investigators from the Los Angeles Police Department. A source close to the investigation said a search warrant was not issued out of courtesy to the city officials who initially promised to make the records available. See, they said, don't worry about it. Oh, we gonna give you the records. They went to burning. They like, man, destroy it. hey, cuz, destroy it. You know what I'm saying? You know, They trying to get the evidence away. John Flores, executive director of Project Heavy, explained the delay in surrendering Long Table's books. A source said by pointing out they were being audited by staff members. The investigation by LAPD's Newton Division is the outgrowth of a October 18th shooting incident during which project coordinator Benny Ray Simpson, 22, led an alleged shotgun attack on rival gang members. See, something happened, and they like, well, let's do this. Same thing when you getting grid money and ambassador money, and your baby mama gets socked and all this and that, and you take matters to your, you gonna be right here. Captain Taylor Cerisi said, commander of Newton Division Operations, said the misuse of funds and embezzlement allegations came to light during interviews with witnesses, victims, and suspects involved in the shooting incident. They started telling on each other. Basically, we haven't received very good cooperation from the people in Project Heavy or Long Table, Cersei told the Times. We're all working for the same city, so you'll think that some of the people in City Hall would be interested in allegations dealing with misappropriation of funds and embezzlement. Although Captain Cersei and other LAPD officers refused to discuss the ongoing investigation, the Times learned the Long Table records are being checked because of allegations involving. Now, get this. This is why they did the check. This is why the check came. Allegations involving payments of the authorized $50 weekly stipends to non-existent gang members. He ain't even from the hood. Why is he working? Possible kickbacks being deducted from the amounts of being paid. Hey, man, listen, I'm going to give you a check for $500. You bring me back $250. Hey, investigators, wait a minute, hold on. Possible kickbacks being deducted from the amounts being paid. Misuse of funds allocated to purchase furniture for the project's Broadway and 40th Street headquarters. Padding the figures on the number of participating gang members. Oh, yeah, we got the whole hood involved. Hey, man, all my little homies, they all working on it. I got the whole hood involved, homie. Trust me, I'm a G over there, homie. Hey, everybody listen to me, homie. I can get all these dudes involved. Don't worry about it. Hey, man, hey, put all these names on there. Little Looney, Biscuit, Drywall, Carpenter, Brick Slayer, Soul Snatcher. Put all them dudes on there. You feel me? Investigators also are looking into reports that project funds were used to finance crime planning sessions by various gang members and to underwrite a power play for area control by one of the most powerful gangs, the Times learned. Hey, homie, listen, I got all this whole hood sold up. I got them sold up. I got them sold up. I got them sold up. All you got to do is just keep your homies in line and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and I'm going to break you off. I'm going to break you off, and I'm going to break you off. Don't worry about it, cuz. Don't worry about it, blood. I got y'all. Project Long Table was initially established to reduce violent conflicts between gangs in the Wilshire 77th Street, Southwest, and Newton divisions of LAPD, according to a mayor's office description of the program. The basic concept of the project was to establish a youth gang arbitration committee comprised of gang leaders who could be trained in the methods of peaceful arbitration. Each participant in the program was required to attend 20 hours of classroom activity every week, for which he was paid $2.50 an hour. In a December 2nd, 1976 letter to District Attorney John Vandekamp, I heard that name before, Project Heavy officials said Long Table was one of 3 programs they funded in South Central Los Angeles. It is sponsored by Anti-Self-Destruction Incorporation. That's the big boss, whoever they are, and is the brainchild of Fred Horn, Anti-Self-Destruction's director. The letter said the program is basically designed to provide service for hardcore gang youth excluded from programs and services presently available to delinquent youth. The first phase of the program was designed to operate for a 6-month period. Simpson and 5 other young men affiliated with the so-called Crips gang were arrested following the October 18th shotgun battle on a 13-count indictment filed by the district attorney's office. The indictment charges that members of the Crips gang became involved in a fight with members of the Brims, another South Central Los Angeles gang, over the Brims' request. Now, peep this. This is what they was getting into it about. As I said before, funeral money. The Brims' demands were based on allegations. Wait. The incident charges that the members of the Crip gang became involved in a fight with members of the Brims, another South Central Los Angeles gang, over the Brims' request for money to pay for the funeral of a Brims gang member killed a few days earlier. The Brims' demands were based on allegations that the Crip gang members involved in Project Long Table had earlier used $600 of the program funds to finance the funeral of a fellow Crips member. Negotiations for the funds went awry. Yeah, that means bad if you don't know what that means, right? A source said, and as the Brims left the project headquarters, they were reportedly attacked with clubs and shotguns. One of the Crips arrested with Simpson, Clint Wills, 22, also was a paid employee of the gang project. Willis became a resource coordinator December 5th after previously serving as a counselor. In addition to charges arising from the October 18th incident, Simpson also is charged with the 4 felony counts alleging efforts to extort money and guns from non-gang youth last July in a kidnapping committed in connection with these. Let's see. I think that was it. With these charges. Oh, with these events. Yeah. So it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. I got a couple of more. But what I wanted to tell you is that the same thing that happened 50 years ago can repeat itself in today. Because if Grid and Ambassadors is hiring homies who only out to get a check, guess what? They gonna be on the front page of the Times, which is gonna be on social media. Because I don't know if the Times is still in existence, other than the hardcore paper, but I know you can read it on the Times. But that is actually some of the stuff that, you know, people go through and don't understand that when these dudes get this money, your job is really to do gang prevention. It ain't to do all this stuff extra. But at some point, you're going to have to get into it with your homies when they do something foul. You're going to have to go speak on that. And when you push up on the ones that's extra out, they're going to look at you the same way that they looked at me. Oh, this old dude. But you only you 26, 27. They only 19, 20. They looking at you. Oh, this old. They going I can see him. I ain't worried about his squabble. Don't embarrass them in public. You understand what I'm saying? So when you call yourself a gang interventionist, homie, you better know exactly what you stepping into. Because it ain't as easy as you think. It ain't as easy as you could just say, hey, oh, I don't worry about this. I'm a G from over here. All my homies love me. Now I check one of these dudes. I'll slap one of these dudes. It ain't gonna be as easy like that. What are you talking about? One move away. Hello, Dr. Crip. No moment 24. My question is, why didn't the guy who shot you ask to fight you first? Isn't that breaking the gang rules? Shaking my head. If you were in his business. That's what I'm saying. Listen, one move away. That's exactly what I'm saying. You feel me? That is exactly what I'm saying. If I'm in your business, aren't you supposed to say, hey, homie, what's up? I got an issue, homie. Woo, woo. You in my business. Or you just go straight to trying to murder me. See, what they was trying to do was make it seem like these dudes down the street did it. Or these dudes over here in this city did it. You feel me? The common enemies, that they did it. And they was going to pull out the park like, oh, yeah, his body in the park. Oh, yeah, we bust on them dudes earlier. They must have came back. But see, God had a different plan than that. That lets you know that these dudes, how foul they are in this generation. They not solid like that. They got a long way to go. That's why your child should not be a part of no gang, because eventually he gonna have to listen to this young weirdo that shot me. You didn't step to me and say, hey, homie, what's that in? Hey, I need that. I would have beat the brakes off that boy. Oh, my mama, you can get this fair one. Come on out here. That's nothing. But in order to make a name for yourself, guess what you're going to do? You're going to shoot me and kill me in front of the rest of these dudes. So guess what? They can fear you. Because now they all done seen, oh, he just gunned the big homie down. And ain't nobody going to say nothing about it. So now everybody is like, oh, okay, they waiting on the retaliation. But the retaliation is coming from God. I was at home getting, I was at home in rehab, getting ready, loading. People don't, man, listen, let me tell you something. I used to sell guns, homie. I was the gunman. You think I got rid of all these guns? Man, I'm loading up. My family is involved and something. God, like, hold on, man. I got a whole nother plan for you. Don't even worry about it. Just kick back. Shut all that down. Phone calls, real homies, real killers, all that hitting me. Man, don't do nothing behind me, homie. Homies that really love me. All in the pen. Hey, homie, don't do that. Don't get out and do that. Don't do that. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. I didn't even know then what the plan was. I didn't know what the plan was then. God is still, he like, don't worry about that. I got a whole nother issue for you. Out comes the book. Now let's remember this. The book come out 2 years later. So if anybody really wanted to do something to that dude, they could have done it. Don't wait on me. You feel me? But like I told you before, in the 90s, I'm part of the rule setter for that. Nobody can do nothing for you until you lead the cause. Do you understand that? Nobody can move until I lead. I gotta come up. I gotta take the lead and come up there and start putting stuff down. You feel me? And trust me, that was heavy on my mind. But you know, I don't know. I like my mama. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like my brothers. I like my cousins. I like my aunties. I like them. I love them. I truly love them. When I kill, because it's not just the one dude that need to die. I don't do that. That whole unit need to go, far as I'm concerned. That's how it's gonna play out, and you're not gonna make it through all that. So God steps in and say, "Hey, man, listen." Boom. 2 years later, boom. Now everybody mad. It's nothing I can do about it. This is the truth. You can't. What you want me to say? I told this. This is the truth. Ain't no dry snitching in here. Ain't no. I didn't say. Woo, I said this is the conspirators and the shooter. Conspirator being key word. You feel me? Can't nobody go to jail. Ain't nobody. If somebody on this picture, go to jail. If somebody on this picture go to jail. Behind this, that means you fought your case with a public defender. You should have had an attorney. That's the first case. That's the first thing right there. Ain't nobody got questioned by the police behind me getting shot. Ain't nobody got picked up and said, "What you going down? We charging you." That ain't happened. Cause I ain't tell nobody. I didn't tell the police. I didn't do nothing. I wrote a book. That's it. The DA won't even use this. What are you talking about? Now, if you want some dry snitching from the 90s, I can tell you all about that. I can tell you all that. But that's not my business anymore. What it is what it is. You feel me? I love everybody. Anybody can call me. But this is what's taking place out here. You understand what I'm saying? History is repeating itself. So people have to learn to understand that, hey man, listen, history is gonna repeat itself at some point. And if you're not with it, if you don't understand, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna fall victim to it. You really gonna fall victim to it. So let's get a clear understanding of what's taking place out here in these streets. It's young versus old. And these young dudes don't respect none of these dudes in their 50s. Unless we see you physically, business, and cars, and you own your home. But they don't know how you got all that. They just respect that. They're not respecting people. They're not respecting people that they don't see that's, out here doing it. You just an old fossil out here. If you in your late 40s and early 50s, you know what I'm saying? You're just an old fossil out here. And they ain't trying to listen to you. That's why all these dudes in their 50s better get in shape. Get in shape. You know what I'm saying? And start knocking some of these dudes out. And then protect yourself. Because it's going to come down to that. That's how it's going to go down. Because what you gonna do when one of these dudes tell you, man, shut up? Oh, bust, I don't care what you talking about. What's happening? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna have to take the lead and do something, because that's what's taking place out here. West Side Life. Hey, Dr. Crip, ending the sickness. I was reading an article about gangs and the rise of girls. Wow. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was going to do that this week as well, because I got articles about that as well, about more gangs in the 70s joining the Crips and expanding, messing up all the education. You understand what I'm saying? Messing up all the education. I want to do this for you. I want to finish reading this article. So you see they was under investigation, right? So now look what happened. Okay, now look, let's go to this. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me bring you up to speed. Let me do this for you real quick. Let me take you to the next. Let me take you to the next article. Okay. Now, this is the next article. Still with this same story about Project Loan Table, right? Hold on. Now, this whole thing took, this is what I read the other day, and I shouldn't have read it because I wanted to read the whole article. Now, you see what them dudes was going through, right? Now, this is what happened to them. This is what happened to them. This is what happened to him. Federal peacemakers plead innocent in LA. 2 gang members who are paid by the federal government to keep peace with other gangs pleaded innocent Friday to assault and extortion charges. The charges against Clint Wills, 22, his name is Wills, Wills, and Benny Ray Simpson, 22, stem from an alleged street fight between the Crips gang and the rival Brim gang. Willis and Simpson are members of the Crips and are also officials of Project Loan Table, which pays youth gang members $2.50 an hour to attend classes and work out their differences. So all that stuff was going on. And this article came out. You got January 4th, January 20th, and this was March 13th, 1977. You see what I'm saying? So this is how it's working. So they went to court and they pleaded innocent to all the charges. So now, of course, you know, while they sitting in jail, they out there got the homies going crazy, like, hey, man, hey, cuz y'all need to handle this and handle that. You feel me? So real homies is out there trying to take care of stuff for them dudes. You feel me? Which not too many people going to do like that. See, and that's a difference between back then and today. You don't got too many people that's going to roll up. Listen, let me tell you something. This dude telling on the homie. He at the parties, he at he at the functions, he at the homegirl party, the whole nine. And y'all know that this dude is telling on the homies. He done told on somebody else from this hood over here. And people saying, oh, man, I was going to do something to him, cuz. Don't worry about it, blood. I was going to do something to cuz. Hey, blood, hey, I was going to do something to him, but he got up out of there before I can get him. Man, don't nobody care about when people go to jail. You got very few people that's going to care about you sitting in that jail cell, in that prison, and in that county jail. Now, that's one difference between those dudes 50 years ago to these dudes currently right now. If one of those dudes back then was trying to plot on a homie or do something, guess what? It probably would have changed. You know, stuff would have been, it would have been a little bit different. But come on, man. That's 50 years ago. Now, Pete, I'm going to bring this story to a close right here, right? Look at this story right here. I'm going to bring this story to a close. This is it right here, right? So you can see what the difference is between real homies and fake homies. Let me let you get a bar of this. Uh-oh. Okay, here you go. Now, this is what happened. And this is dated Friday, December 23rd, 1977. So this case went on for a whole year. Them dudes went to jail and was in the youth authority, or no, they was in the county jail. So they was sitting in jail a whole year. Now, look at what they homies do. 2 Crip gang members acquitted in assault case. You heard what I said? Acquitted. You know what that means? They went to jury trial and beat it. 2 members of the Crip Street Gang, both participants in the city-sponsored Project Long Table program aimed at reducing gang violence, were acquitted Tuesday on charges that they had assaulted members of a rival youth group. The innocent verdicts were returned after a day of deliberation by a Superior Court judge hearing the case against Benny Ray Simpson, 23, of Los Angeles, and Carlos Rawls, 19, of Inglewood. Simpson, Rawls, and a third Crip, Gilbert Bell, were charged with attacking members of a rival gang that had come to the Project Long Table 46th Street and Broadway headquarters for a truce meeting. Simpson, project coordinator for the now defunct, because they ended that, Long Table Project, and Rawls were charged with firing shotguns at the rival gang members. Bell, 22, of Los Angeles, had pleaded no contest earlier to striking one of the rival gang members with a 2x4 board and was sentenced to the California Youth Authority. Earlier this year, Simpson also was acquitted in another case involving charges that he had extorted money from a younger man. Similar charges in the case were dismissed against Long Table Resource Coordinator Clint Wills, 23, and co-defendants Henry Wilds, 23, and Robert Washington, 20. A 16-year-old in that case was convicted and sent to the CYA. See, you know what they did? They told that dude to take that case because he going to CYA. That's what they did. Still pending is an investigation into possible misuse or embezzlement of funds given to Project Loan Table under combined city, state, and federal funding of the program. So them dudes beat that case. You know why? Because the Brims didn't come to court. You know they didn't come to court. They hollered at the dudes who got assaulted and all that other stuff. They hollered at them people that they kidnapped and everything. So nobody was coming to court. So that's why them dudes beat that case. But how many homies you got in prison right now for all kind of murders and everything? Them dudes didn't homies, hey, homies was basically like, hey man, I'm glad that dude in jail. Hey, you flip it to now, 20 years ago, in 2099, no. You think people was doing that? Trying to scare them dudes and witnesses and all that? No. Knock it off. Knock that off. Come on, man. Knock that off. That wasn't taking place like that. Come on, man. Knock that off. Wasn't nobody doing nothing like that then. You know? Wasn't nobody doing nothing like that. Homies not built like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember a long time ago, it was a dude, I had a homie I used to work with at Continental Cable. This was in 1990, 91. I don't know what they called him from Hoover, but his name was JT. His initials were JT from Hoover. He was one of my partners. He showed me the ropes at my job at Continental Cable. So he got into it with his girl and all this type of stuff and caught a case. He had to caught a case with some smoker dudes and all kind of, it was a smoker dude and another dude that was trying to buy drugs from him. And he was facing, because he had just got off out of the pen. So, you know, they had all that stuff hanging over him. So I had to come to court. I said, man, look, what them dudes? He said, man, they supposed to come to court today, man. You know, I told some of my homies, but I don't know if they coming to court or not. You know, I said, look, bro, I'm going to come up there. Man, I went up there, seen them dudes and got at them. And them dudes left the courtroom. But what, you know, on the 13th floor, when you go up to the 13th floor in CCB, you know, you got to go through the metal detectors. So when I came through the metal detectors, you know what I'm saying, I seen them dudes. I had on my little trench coat, my little gang bang trench coat, you know, and I came when I seen him, his girl pointed him out to me, and I went and hollered at them dudes. And I was like, y'all got to make it up out of this building. I'm going to get y'all. And they walked right down there and told the deputies. So I had to get up out of there. Out of CCP. But I made it up out of there. But he ended up coming home, you know, because no witnesses, no case. But these dudes in this day don't think like that, you know. These dudes let their homies go to prison forever. You know what I'm saying? People come to court, all type of stuff. You 3 years in the county jail, you fought this murder. Witnesses made it to all the court dates, females and everybody, old dudes, everything. Got you sent to prison, you put an appeal in, they still come to court. Don't nobody care. This generation is not built like that. Oh, that's the homie. Oh, that's the homie. Hey, you get more of a badge now just getting found guilty, going to do murder, and people putting money on your book. Well, what about coming home? What happened to scaring the witnesses and all that? People don't do all that no more. You ain't got no Crips and Bloods out here doing all that, man. Come on, man. People out here throwing they on different agendas, homie. They on different agendas. And they scared. You know, people scared. I ain't finna go do none of them dudes. Man, I ain't finna say none of this dude. Well, this is your homie. He from the same hood as you. And he going to court. Hey, people really will come back and say, hey, man, I was in court today fighting my case, you know, and I went to court and I seen such and such in court. And I was wondering what he was here, and he was looking all weird and all type of stuff. And when I was gonna go holler at him, you know, he kind of shook. Man, you know what that dude was up there doing. He was telling on your homie. You already know what he was doing up there. You just was too scared to go say something to him. You didn't want nothing to do with it. You didn't want the police bothering you about it. That's the difference between 50 years ago and today. That's why all them dudes got time like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why all them dudes got time like that. Everybody that went to jail in them 90s and all that, wasn't nobody pressing no witnesses like that. All them generations ended. Once all them dudes went to jail, all that was over with. The hardcore gang member and all that. Man, that's done. And it's all dysfunction. That's why the Crips was never built to do anything positive. The Bloods was never built to do anything positive. It's all bad. Watch this. I'm going to read this article to let you know. Now, look, this is how people throw their lives away, too. Check this article out. Look at this article right here. Let me see. School track star and others arrested in fatal beating. You see that? Watch this. Let's read this article. Let me show you how dudes throw their life away. Let me show you this. And look, this is 1974, I believe. I think this article was 74. I kind of remember this one. Was this 19? Oh, no, look. Friday, March 24th, 1972. That's when this article, in 1972, this is when this article came out. 1972. And you tell me that you want your son and daughter to be part of the Crips. School track star and 8 others arrested in fatal beating. 9 youths, including one of the city's best high school track hurdlers, have been arrested in the gang-beating death of a 16-year-old boy outside the Hollywood Palladium Monday night. Detectives said Thursday that a 10th youth was being sought and that another suspect gang member had been arrested on robbery charges not connected with the slaying. The victim, Robert Brooks Ballou, a football tackle at Los Angeles High School and son of a lawyer, was stumped and beaten to death when he refused to surrender his black leather jacket after leaving a rock concert at the Palladium. Yeah, this is the story that made the Crips famous. This is it right here. You feel me? Attacked by gang. Witnesses say a gang of about 20 youths attacked Ballou and 4 companions on a brightly lit section of Sunset Boulevard across the street from the auditorium in view of scores of passerbys, many of them young people leaving the concert. The assailants, described as ranging in age from 14 to 21 and wearing rings in their left earlobes, escaped on foot with 5 leather jackets and 2 wallets from Ballou and his friends. Among those arrested Wednesday night and Thursday was Ricardo Sims, 18, a senior at Washington High School in South Los Angeles and one of the fastest hurdlers in the city. Sims, an outstanding Class B hurdler last season, had achieved the fastest time of record this year in the 120-yard high hurdles and the 180-yard low hurdle. He has exceptional abilities when it comes to track, said his coach, Ken. You know what that means? That dude threw his life away. You understand what I'm saying? That dude threw his life away, you know? Now, Pete, check this out. This is the story. This is the story of the famous Crips. Now, you didn't heard this story. Now, you didn't heard this story on many platforms, right? I think the dudes that's out that did supposed to have done it, or they said they didn't do it or whatever, they told their story on some of these gang platform podcasts. Ken Stump, Coach Ken Stump. But he also has his ups and downs. He's the kind of a guy who gets into binds at school. He doesn't always go to class, and he sometimes just mopes around and does what he wants to do. Stump said, however, that he had never seen Sims on or off the field wearing earrings, trademark of the gang that attacked young Ballou. Most of the 9 youths taken into custody were from Washington High School. Fearing possible violence, City School Superintendent William Johnson office canceled a scheduled track meet Thursday between Washington and Los Angeles High School. The meet was to have been run at Washington's field. Other suspects also arrested with Sims was a track teammate, Kennard Williams, 18, who ran the 100-yard dash, and Erskine Jones, 18, a senior at the school, James Cunningham, 19, a former student there, and 5 juveniles ranging in the age from 15 to 17. The juveniles whose names were withheld were believed also to be students at Washington High. Police credit citizens, cooperation, and good detective work with the break in the case. The department's juvenile gang squad assisted in the investigation. Lieutenant Roy Sauls of the Hollywood Division Detective Squad said the youth charged with robbery admitted to stealing about 40 leather coats and jackets in the past 18 months. Told on itself. Stealing leather jackets from other youngsters has become a hallmark of the street gangs in the past 6 months, according to police department sources. There has been a rash of leather jack muggings near such places as the Coliseum, the sports arena, the Forum, and various city high school stadiums. Saul said one of the murder suspects led detectives to an apartment where Ballou's jacket reportedly had been stashed. He said that when police arrived there, they found the place burglarized and the jacket gone. Left behind, however, was a belt from the slain boy's jacket. The officer said a rosary would be recited for Baloo at 7:30 p.m. Friday at St. Raphael Catholic Church, 942 West 70th Street, followed by a mass at 10 a.m. Saturday at the church. Burial will be at Holy Cross Cemetery. Students at Los Angeles High School have collected $400 for the establishment of a scholarship fund in memory of Baloo. The Deadly Youth parents asked Thursday that contributions be made to the fund in lieu of flowers. So even if that dude told the police, hey, we're going to set it up like this, I'm going to work with them, y'all get the stuff up out of there. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But in the paper, it sounded like you told. You know what I'm saying? And they got it up out of there before you could get away, before you can get away. But they found the belt. So they're going to use that belt in court against him. Ken Stump attended Washington High, also coached at Washington High. Yeah, RW. What it do? I got all the juice, man. Here it is right here. I got about 100 articles on all your homies. And they all foul. They ain't do nothing. And 50 years later, they still following these 15-year-old kids that was not doing nothing. Why were they stealing leather jackets? Because they immunized the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers wore leather jackets and AC-doocy hats or whatever you call it. That's their style. They just took their style and made it seem like it was hardcore and made it the Crip stuff. But that ain't Crip stuff. All that stuff came from the Black Panthers. That's why people need to stop saying the Crips is an extension of the Black Panther. It's not. I got 100 articles to debunk all that. It's all negative. Crips and Bloods have never been nothing positive. You started out negative and you on the end negative. Well, why you call yourself Dr. Crip? Because I'm the doctor to give you your medicine to not do this. That's why my first advice to you is don't put no more gang members on Bloods or Crips. It's done. Come here, get your medicine for your sickness. You suffer from GAMD, gang addiction mental disorder. You're still 60 years old. You are suffering. Well, this Crip for life. What is Crip going to do for your kids? Tell me one thing the Crip's going to do when you drop dead and you are in the ground. How is the Crips going to take care of your family? How are the Bloods going to take care of your family? Tell me. Explain that to me. Here it is right here. All they did was steal leather jackets to walk around and emulate like we the Black Panthers, like we really doing something. But now, y'all like the Cowboys. Ain't no cowboy, no positive hero. They villains. They villains. They took their style from them other dudes and start robbing state coaches and all this other stuff. Just like the Crips. They took their style from these dudes and start jacking people, going to school, tearing schools up, making it hard for people to get educations, all that. But it's not your fault. Crip, it's not your fault. You were mentally challenged because of J. Edgar Hoover and other city officials that said, we're going to keep you idiots in a box. And when you keep idiots in a box, guess what happened? they're going to turn on each other. Take away school, take away jobs, take away all that. It is called mental depression, economic depression, physical depression, because we're going to beat you if you get out of line. All this stuff added up to the Crips and Bloods. Because a Blood is the Crip brother, Cain and Abel. There's no difference between a Blood and, hey, Blood, hey, when we see Blood, we're going to, hey, Blood, I ain't like no crab. Yes, you are. You are. You're a crab, Blood. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are a crab, Blood. Yes, you are. Dr. Crip, what high school did you attend? Morningside High. And guess what? They almost had me. They almost had me. Almost became one. I was this close. They had me on the border. I had never seen that much money in my life them dudes was making at Morningside High School. David Johnson and all them dudes. David Johnson, EJ, what's the other dude's name? I came to school at Morningside. Blue and white, K-Swiss, Levi cords, blue Levi cords, blue and white Latigra shirt. And the first class I went to was Mr. Wilson, drama, in the back, in the bungalows. That was my first class I walked on the campus and had to go to. And when I walked in, he did that. We got the new kid in school. Because I didn't want to go to high school. I missed ninth grade. I missed 8th grade second semester, the whole 9th grade year, the first semester of the 10th grade, and half of the second semester of the 10th grade. And Inglewood don't play that. They got something called Project Hope, Judge Dorn. They will come to your house with the school, the police, and some official from the school. They knocked on the door. They had 2 files, one for my brother, one for me. They was like, told my father, if they not in school by Monday, you will be going to jail. You'll be sitting in Inglewood City Jail. I told my brother, he said, let's go to Inglewood. I said, you out your mind. I'm going to Morningside. There's Crips that go there. IVCs and Tongas. He tried to go to Inglewood High School, got jumped the first day, came back, shot the school up, went to camp or something. I went to Morningside, and I ended up graduating, but I had it hard there. You feel me? That, you know, I didn't have no friends like that. And then I ended up making 3 friends, non-affiliate friends. You feel me? That was it. But when I walked into that class, that drama class, David Johnson, EJ, who else? What's them dude's name? There's another black dude named David that went there too. I didn't like him. He didn't like me neither. I really wanted to squabble with him. But David Johnson, These dudes are sitting at the table. They in high school, man. And they sitting at the table in high school talking about the houses that they already bought and owned. They was going to St. Louis and Alabama. They was already out there. The CPBs, not the Crenshaw Mafias, them other dudes. No, not CPB, what they call. Is that the other side of Crenshaw Mafia? That's what they call, right? CP. Center Park Bloods. Them. All money. That's it. All money. They got all money. Them dudes is all money. Morningside, you look at their books. That was the first time I ever seen Gucci on pants, Louis Vuitton on pants, Louis Vuitton luggage. I didn't know what none of that was. They had all that in the school. Wasn't no knockoffs or nothing. They was buying that. They got it on their clothes and everything. David Johnson is and oh my God, Chinaman. I love that dude. Chinaman from Crenshaw Mafia, man. That's a real gang member right there. I heard he died. Somebody told me that he passed. Chinaman from Crenshaw Mafia, homie. That is a real gang member right there. That's a real gang member. He walked up on me in auto shop. They don't have that no more in school. He already knew I was a Crip. He just didn't know where. He was like, man, where you from? And I was just shook up. And I was just looking like, huh? He was like, man, where you from, man? And I was like, man. He was like, bro, come on, look at you, man. I could tell you a Crip, man. I got on blue and white K-Swiss, blue Levi cords, and a blue and white striped Le Tigre shirt. Come on, man. I said, man, I'm from 9-0 Gangster. From 9-0 Gangster. He was like, oh, yeah? He was like, my cousin is Iceman from Block. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. And he just started talking to me. I didn't know if it was a setup or what. Because why didn't you go to Washington High? Because my father and mother got a divorce and my father got full custody and he lived in Inglewood. So we had to go to Inglewood. And Chinaman was like, yeah, he was like, I know such and such and such and such. He was naming Crips. I was like, okay. It was no setup or nothing. He just ended up being a cool dude, Now I had problems with some other the Bloods there, He asked me, he said, Mr. Lewis, the math teacher, he super baller. He was a super baller, Mr. Lewis. He's from out of Watts. He used to have that, where you go get this tees, big T-bone. Hey, tailor-made tees. I got to get the tailor-made tees and all that. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my tailor-made tees and all that. See, people don't know about them tailor-made tees and all that. Mr. Lewis had a shop. He owned a shop where everybody used to get their Fila, Sergio Tacchini, all that. He was making all them sweatsuits and everything. He was balling. I was in his class and he said something to me. And I said, Mr. Lewis, man, just sit down, man. Calm down. And then this dude said, why I gotta be sit down? Why I can't be down? And everybody was like, ooh. And I was like, cuz it's sit down. And he was so when we left the class, he was a little bit bigger than me. But Muggs, that's his name. The rapper dude, that's the rapper light-skinned dude out of Inglewood. He was walking. He bigger than me at this time. He was punking all the IVCs and all that. And we was walking side by side, but he don't know. I got ghosts. You feel me? I already know about dope fiends and all that. already know about dolphins and everything. You feel me? So I'm not finna let you dolphin me. When we walk and I'm looking at you right in your eyes as we walking, and he trying to size me up thinking I'm scared, and I'm looking at him. Because as soon as you swing, I'm firing. But we never had a fight or nothing. He never messed with me no more after that day. He didn't say, he just, he didn't like me, but he never said nothing to me no more. But yeah, I went to Morningside, man, from the 10th grade till I graduated. And I had 2 girlfriends there. Then my homie Big Torch, him and Miss Maxine, Maxine, the homegirl. She worked at the school at the library, and she just made me stay inside the attendance office after they heard I got into it with Muggsy. She wouldn't let me do too much, so it was all good. But yeah, everybody, welcome to the Dr. Crip Show. Please like, subscribe, share. This show was about gang intervention, letting them know what took place 50 years ago. Please don't let it happen today. Learn how to don't misuse the funds. Know who you hiring from each of these gangs, whether they G homies or little homies or whatever it is. Make sure you know that make these dudes do what they supposed to do. Make these dudes be accountable for helping kids. If these gangs are getting grid money, ambassador money, or whatever, all these gangs, all these dudes that work for these city sponsored programs for gang prevention. Each one of these dudes is supposed to have 9 gang members and gang members that they are working with that's under the age of 14 to show them a different path. If they cannot provide that, that means that they not doing their job. And you might need to get them off of that money. It is not my job to stop somebody hustle, but gang intervention money is not a hustle. They turning it into a hustle. That's what they turn it into. You feel me? But, God don't like ugly. When you take that money, it comes with responsibilities. So if you think you finna get this money and still be participating and doing all this old stuff, life is twisted. Because you see what these dudes was doing, even though they beat that case, guess what? You probably ain't gonna beat that case in 2024. Kidnapping, extortion, telling people, "Hey, you get this money, and I'm gonna kick you back this." All that ain't gonna work in 2024, homie. It's not gonna work. So people really need to know who they giving this money to. Because you got all these old dudes out here now trying to collect this gang money, and you got these young dudes, 18 to 30, trying to collect this gang money, and they think it's a joke, and it's not a joke. That money is meant to enhance the community. It's meant to build your community. You are supposed to be in charge of doing community events. Big Torch from 9-0. Yeah, that's my guy. That is my guy. You are supposed to help build your community. You are not supposed to use all that money straight up for your bills. If you using that whole check, Well, you better start using your pimp money, your drug money, your robbery money. You better start doing something to start doing events. See, one of my last things, what I was actually finna do before the shooting, what I was going to do, my last event, what I was going to do, which is truly needed, which is going to have to come one day. You're going to have to shut down Western from Manchester to Century. And do an event where them dudes can be in there. And put them on Front Street as we are trying to build a peace relationship. And yes, you're going to have them same knuckleheads in there that, oh, if I see Cubs, I'm popping him. And you, as a gang interventionist, is going to have to say, no, you not. You're going to have to tell that dude, no, you not. All them dudes that wrote on your mama house, all them dudes when you was on social media, yeah, I'm in your park. Yeah, F y'all, I'm in your park. Yeah, where y'all at? Where y'all at? I'm in your park. Yeah, you're going to have to face them dudes. Because this is a mandatory event for both sides. And the community is out here. And we got all of Western shut down from Western to Century. Yeah, that's what I was working on. That was finna be my event. I was working on that, and I ain't gonna put them out there now. But yes, you gotta have the city officials to say, yeah, man, this is what needs to be done, and it need to be on board. And you're gonna have to go get all them dudes, everybody that's a shot caller from here, from this side and this side. You're going to have to work together, and you're going to have to get these knuckleheads out here, and you're going to have to do it because it's needed. You have to shut Western down. Century, Manchester, closed. People, events, booths, diabetes, cancer, STDs, because all these females are sick. They got chlamydia. It's out of control. Health, workforces, all the sponsors for jobs, everybody out here, food, same way they do on Crenshaw. You're going to have to shut Western down. It's time. It need to be done. And all you dudes that's getting money is going to have to be out there to control that. You say, I can handle that. I ain't worried about nothing. Yeah, you're going to have to get out there. Because it's time. That's what's needed. Western need to be shut down. From Century to Manchester. That was my next move I was making. I got some people that know the truth. It's people out there that know the truth. That was my move I was making. So you're going to have to go get all them dudes. Let me tell you who to go get down there. Go talk to James Harris and all them dudes down there. So y'all better get on it. James, I don't know who down there doing what, but you better go down there and holler at them. And check this out. It's more than one person. It ain't 2 or 3. You got to have a G from 69, 71, 72, all that. Go find one that ain't on drugs, that ain't no snitch and all that. Go do your homework You need the next generation, and you need the third generation, you need the fourth generation, you need the fifth generation. And all those generations have to be responsible for everybody out there that call themselves a Crip. And they're going to have to do that on that side over there, which is going to be an issue. But they can get it done. On gangster, if you don't want to be there, just don't come. If you don't like it, if you hate it, just don't come. It's kids out here. We got rides, we got food, we got vendors, we got health care, we got medical supply. All that is free. Medical supplies, food, clothing. All that is free for the community. It's time. You need it. Look at all these businesses on Western. Trust me. I was the only one. I ain't never seen nobody do what I did. I passed flyers out at all them businesses, all the way from Century all the way to Manchester about event. Why you think the humanitarian days used to be so popping at Jesse Owens? Because I would go walk personally into all those businesses and pass out flyers and say, come up here. This is what we need. Those is 2 parts, St. Andrews and Jesse Owens. Y'all gonna have to do that. God demand that y'all get out there and do that. That's what y'all getting a check for. That's what you getting paid for. That's what you have to do. It's commanded by God that y'all get out there and bridge these gaps and stop this dude from coming out there talking about, hey, that's your brother. If I see cuz I'm popping and ain't nothing he gonna stop me. Go deal with him. Go deal with him. That's on gangster. Nachos. I'm finna eat nachos all day. Hey, homie, pass me them nachos. Yeah. Go deal with him. You want me to tell you how to do it? I can tell you how to do it. Y'all got to have meetings for 2 months. And you got to be dedicated to those meetings. And you got to talk about this and you got to talk about that. You got to talk about this dude. You got to talk about that dude. You got to talk about your issues. So this is a challenge to the 8 trays and the 9 O's that hate each other for 30 years, that have been killing each other for no reason. Mandatory. Shut Western down. Marquise Dawson, you're up. You are up, brother. Make it happen. Oh, Lord, Dr. Crip, you trying to get people killed. No, I'm not. That's why you got gang interventionists, because all of them is coming from all over. All the gang interventionists have to be there. And that's a triumphant moment that y'all can do on Western. Century to Manchester. Shut it down. Rides, roller coasters, food for the kids, Homie the Clown, all that. Y'all know the business. All the way up and down Western, all the way down to Manchester, all the way up to Century. God is demanding that y'all do that. One Saturday, that's all you need. And make them get up on the podium right in the middle. Between wherever that podium gonna be at, right in the middle of the street. And you got to get up on that podium and you got to talk about peace. We thought that this could never take place. God made it possible. Yeah, that's what I was working on. before these conspirators and the shooter shot me. That's what I was working on. Yeah. Now get out there and do that. That's what you need to talk about. As a matter of fact, that need to be done in every hood that got a rival that's on the one street connected. Normandy, Western, Fig, Vermont, Central, Broadway, all them gangs. If y'all 16, if y'all less than 10 blocks apart and y'all killing each other, you need to block that street off, and you need to have the kids in the street. All you pastors, y'all got to come out. You got to make the community responsible. The pastors got to come out. The churches, you got to come out. All you people that's non-affiliates, that's always in gang business, come out and do something. Make it happen. That's what need to be done. That's what need to be done. Yeah, this is the Dr. Crip Show. No more in 24. Please like, subscribe, share, and let everybody know what's going on. I'm going to start pushing that right now. Don't worry about it. God is going to make it happen. I'm going to bring it in existence for all y'all so you can see it, so it can make it around the world. We got 30-year war. There's a 30-year war. There's a 40-year war. There's a 40-year war. Now go make it happen. Since all y'all want to be out there, since all y'all in you got all the gang interventionists, whoever's over there and whoever's over there running everything. Make it happen. Tell all them dudes 14, 15, and 16 that's extra out, that's got nachos all on their face and eggs and grits and all this stuff on their face and neck and all that. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't want to come, homie, don't come. Because he gonna be there. She gonna be there. And if you got an issue with that, don't come. Because if you come here and try to mess this up, you're gonna get seen. Yeah, you're gonna get seen. It's gonna be a problem. And let them dudes know. Yeah, let's see how tough you are. Make it happen. Make it happen. This is what we talking about. Western, Century to Manchester. Shut it down. That's what I was planning. That was on my agenda. That's why I used to go to all those businesses for Humanitarian Day. That was my next triumphant goal right there, is to shut Western down, Century to Manchester. It got people down there. Go down there. James Harris and all them. It's about Frog, all them dudes. They know. Go down there and make it happen. It's time for all these G's to really be G's. Get up and start pressing your line on these dudes. We gonna do this. And on Rolling, on Gangster, ain't nobody gonna stop it. It's gonna happen. Press your line. Oh, that can't never be done. Yeah, that's because you got people like you taking the money. That's why it can't be done. Because people like you that's getting the grid money, that's getting the ambassador money. That's why it can't be done. I challenge the 9-0s and the 8 trades to shut Western down. Century to Manchester. And bring the community out. Food, clothes, toys. It don't have to be in Christmas time. It can be done anytime. Medical supply. Everything free. Bring food vendors out there. You know what I'm talking about with food. Give away food. You got food vendors. They pay the food vendors. They got food out there, $10. Put a limit on their stuff. Nah, man, we ain't selling no food out here for $25, $30. No, that's out today. Everything is $10. That's max on all the food. If you can't cook food and give plates out for $10, you don't need to be at this event. That's it. We ain't got no $20 tacos. We don't need no filet mignon burgers out here. We don't need all that. $10 plates of food. That's it. $13 is the max. You don't need all that. $13 is the max for a plate. Whatever you selling. Other than that, people need food out here. Families need food. I used to give away plenty of food at Humanitarian Day free. Noodles, sodas, bread, chips. Come give this food away. I even gave away lobsters one time. Medical supplies, clothing, toys for kids, books. Bring everything out there to give away to the community. And this is from the 9 O's and the 8 trays. These are your hosts. They got to get up on the podium and talk. They got to get up on the podium and talk. I'm big such and such. And this need to happen more. I'm proud. Yeah, I never thought that I could see the day when I could sit down with the 90s and, you know, we could talk about it. You know, I used to talk to such big homie in the pen. You know, that's the homie, you know, woo, woo. But this is what we need to go back to. Yeah, make it happen. This is a challenge. This is another challenge. This is all you're going to hear on here is what to do. Get out there. Shut it down. Marquise Dawson, go out there, shut it down. All you gang interventionists that's running gang interventionists that run grid, that run ambassadors and all that, make it happen. Don't say that it can't happen because that was what needs to happen. How you going to say that can't happen and it need to happen? These dudes been killing each other for 30, 40 years. And they still doing it right now to this day. They need to take a break. One day. You paying the dudes you paying all the dudes that got the power, that say they got the power to go out there to make it happen. So go out there and make it happen. Go out there, get the permits and shut it down. Century to Manchester. Shut it down. Bring the roller coasters, bring the Ferris wheel, bring everything. Bring everything you need. Y'all got, it's enough gang interventionists to get together. That's what y'all for. Bring everybody from the west side, from the east side, from here. Y'all come sit down. Make this thing happen. This is one of our biggest goals, man. If we can get these dudes to sit down and talk and do this and have one day of peace and bring kids out, it's hope for the black community. Yeah, that's where you start at. This is a 30, 40-year war, homie. People hate each other. Make them shut up. If you got a problem, don't come out here, homie, unless I'm telling you right now. That's why you getting paid. That's what you're supposed to tell them. Homie, if you got a problem with this, homie, don't come. If you come out here, homie, and you cause a problem, you see somebody, and you try to have a problem, homie, it's going to be an issue. Yeah, that's what you're getting paid for. That's why you're getting a check from the ambassadors in grid. That's what your job is for. That's what you're supposed to do. So make it happen. Make it happen. That's what you hear on the Dr. Crip's podcast show, homie. We don't need to know. I don't need to know when the Crip started. What that's going to do for me. I don't need to know when the blood started. I'm tired of hearing all that. I don't want to hear when this started. I don't care about this and that. Half you dudes is crackheads. Half you dudes is heroin addicts. Half you dudes is alcoholics. You don't own nothing. You don't got nothing. All you doing is showing up at funerals with colors on, with blue rags and red rags around your neck. Go do something. Go be a positive role model somewhere, man. Go do something. This is the Dr. Crip show, man. We ending the sickness over here. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the girls in the gangs. Who was this that had that question? West Side Life. Hey, Dr. Crip, ending the sickness. I was reading an article about gangs and the rise of girls. Wow. I've got some articles about that from these girls in the 70s. And I'm finna show you how history repeats itself, why your son, why your daughter should not be in a gang. Do not let them gang bang. Real talk, General Tunes, I cost green. I read that book, man. I read that's a lot that the stuff you can read for free. I was like, Jesus. I should have this is the safe. All this stuff was really in the safe, man. Put that up there so the people can go see it, man. Put that up there again. One move away. Hello, Dr. Crip. No more on 24. Oh, I already talked about that. Yeah. My question is, why didn't the guy who shot you ask to fight you first? Isn't that breaking the gang rules? Yes, he broke all the rules. If you were in his business. Yeah, that's true. If I was in his business, because these is what these tools do. They make up business and they make the gang believe that like he really got some type of business. You ain't nobody when you joined the gang. When you went to the county jail and got out, we didn't hear about you in the county jail. You wasn't in there rocking like that. You probably had a fight or two, but you wasn't one of them dudes that we hear like from ETG and Hoover and all them other dudes. He wasn't in there ringing. They wasn't in there ringing like that. Then he get out and just want to be a tough guy. So he's trying to make a name for himself. So that's probably why he did that one move away, talking about you in his business, but you robbing old people, you robbing your so-called homies coming from other states. That's why I tell the 9-0s from other states, don't come down here trying to think you finna do something. These dudes is going to try to get you. They ain't got nothing going on out here like that. Dudes is out here broke. Dudes want foreigns. Just like old girl said, listen, if you got a 2000 anything, it's not a foreign. You on a visa pass. Check these dudes. Look, I was the first. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I was one of the first ones. I'm telling you right now. Now, you can go over there and ask these dudes. I was one of the first dudes, before you start seeing it on social media, I was one of the first dudes that had a diamond tester that was running up on people checking their diamonds. It started spreading so fast that I think it caught on. Maybe somebody, because they was talking about it on social media. But yeah, if you pull up on these 18 chains with the diamonds, diamond test them. And I lost my diamond tester when my car got impounded. Dude, fuck, man. Hey, this is Dr. Crip, man. Pimp safe. There you go. This is Dr. Crip. Please like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. We will definitely be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about the girls in the gangs, as I believe West Side Life said. We got articles about that. I'm gonna read a couple of articles about that from the 70s. And we got some more articles about this is Crip Week in school. This is about how the Crips destroyed the school population in Los Angeles County and created nothing but violence. That's why you got a bunch of 50-year-old, that's why you got a bunch of 60 and 70-year-old dummies out here. That's why you got a bunch of 60 and 70-year-old dummies way back from when these dudes was doing all this and that. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying all these dudes right here. I'm not saying all these dudes right here is the dummies. I'm not saying all these dudes is the dummy on these pictures, but a lot of these dudes on here can't read. And this is direct pictures from the 70s. You feel me? That's Tookie in the back with that hat on right there. And these his little miskins. You feel me? Look at him, the little dude in the center. Who was that? Can he read? I wonder, can he read and do math? You know how you could just tell some people that's illiterate? You just is what you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, can he read and write? But these is the dudes that destroyed school, man. Because they was all young. These is the dudes that destroyed school, man, and made it hard for people to get education. You know, when we pick back up tomorrow, this is where we're gonna take off from. I'm gonna read this story tomorrow. We're gonna dive right into it. You see this? Violence, stalking schools, hallways. You see that? Violence, stalking school hallways. We got stories about death. We got stories about shootings. We got stories, everything. We got all the newspaper articles about everything that these Crips and Bloods was doing. None of it is positive. It is all negative. We have never found any article. Show us one article, because we got them all, where the Crips and Bloods did something positive. Today in Los Angeles, the Crips and Bloods, or the Crips, they got together and paid for a young girl who couldn't afford college, and she needed tuition of $5,000. Former Crips, active Crip gang members came together, Blood gang members came together and bought Miss Jones' house. She was in foreclosure. They ain't did nothing since 1969. They haven't done not one thing positive. Somebody get on here and tell me to shut up. Show it to me. I want to see it. No more in 24. We don't need no more Crips. We don't need no more Bloods. Period. It's enough of them. If your hood only got 50 people in it, then deal with it. If it's only 40 of y'all, deal with it. Deal with it. Because why put somebody else on? Oh, well, listen, that's what these dudes did. That's why I got shot. That's why I got shot. Because they wanted to start adding all these weird youngsters that come up to Jesse Owens Park. I don't know these dudes. They ain't born and raised over here. I don't know none of these dudes. I was there when the Tunes was created. They love me. Ain't none of these dudes from over here. That dude that shot me he ain't got nothing to do with my neighborhood. That's why he don't know me. That's why I'm in his business. That's why I'm in his business. That's why he can say, oh, he in my business. You ain't got no business. What you talking about? You're robbing people in the park. You're robbing people that's associated with us. I mean, that's not no business. Everything you do is not no business. When you leave here and go home to your wife and your girlfriend and your mama, who you probably stay with, and your daddy and all that, that's your business right there. When you leave that and come into this park and you cut somebody out over here by the golf course, that's not no business. Why you cussing him out? What'd he do? Oh, he did this. Okay, well, let's do this and that. That's not no business. What are you talking about? You ain't born and raised over here. That's why it's easy to shoot your own G homies like that. That's why G homies get shot and people be trying to knock them out and all that. Because they trying to make a name for themselves. You can't be going for that all that. That's why you don't need no more of these dudes from these gangs. Why are you coming away from who? I took this dude home before. He lived in Hooverhood. You connected to the Hoovers. Why are you coming away? You passing all these neighborhoods to come to Jesse Owens. You come way from the East Side Bottoms. Why you coming way? Why you passed all them neighborhoods to come to Jesse Owens Park to be from 9-0? Come on, man. You think somebody that's born and raised in the 90s would have shot me? No, that's what's happening in all these neighborhoods. The people that's causing the problems are not born and raised over there. They're not born and raised over there. If you born and raised over there, you love your homies that's still on crack and heroin addicts and all that, if they G's and all that. You look over all that. You know why? Because you've been seeing these dudes all day life. You still got love for them dudes. You've been from this hood less than 10 years and you shoot a G. Come on, man. Because he in your business. What business? Come on, man. People try to make up excuses why these youngster dudes doing whatever they doing because people scared to say something and smash these dudes. This dude robbing people, doing all type of stuff, and supposed to have a fade. Yeah, I'm gonna say something. You can go rob people, but you can't come up here and squabble. Oh, he in my business. It's not no business. What are you talking about? Knock it off. Come on, man. That's why gangs need to be over with. That's why your son and daughter don't need to come in and take orders from this dude. This the orders that he gonna have to come and take if he join this gang. 9-0s. If he join this gang, he gotta listen to this dude. You want this dude to tell your son or daughter what to do? Come on, man. Don't got nothing. Don't own nothing. You got 18 chains. That's it. You don't got no property over there. You ain't got no house over there. You ain't never had no spots over there. Come on, man. This same stuff is in everybody's hood. That's why it need to be over with, bro. This Dr. Crip, man, I didn't mean to keep all y'all this long, man. I'm sorry for running my mouth. Please like, subscribe, share. We will be back tomorrow. I'll be back at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna try to keep it the time. I'll be back between 6 and 6:30. This Dr. Crip, man. Go tell somebody, because we're gonna have another dynamic show. We're gonna talk about the girls in the gangs. We're gonna how they repeat in history, STDs. STDs, chlamydia, HIV coming back, man, making a strong impression around here, bro. This is Dr. Crip, man. Please like, subscribe, share, let people know, man. Hey, I Cost Green on the scene, RW. West Side Live, one move away, General Tunes. Real talk. Thank y'all for coming through, man. This Dr. Crip, man. We out.